a podcast to honor the gods.
This better come with a sacrifice.
Dave X Media.
The bits.
Are you tired of hearing me do the same bit over and over again? Where I
Yes.
tell the people who are running DashCon 2 to invite us as featured guests? Well, I'm tired of not being a featured guest for DashCon 2. So hey, send messages. Well, don't tweet. Twitter bad. Even like Percy Jackson Twitter, that's bad. But hey, get us there.
What happens when like before one of these episodes comes out we actually become a featured guest? Then you have to edit all of that.
That's fine.
I've forgotten how this podcast starts. Welcome to The Bits, hosted by your favorite jam buds, Charlie.
And I'm Robert, following the path of Geb.
Oh my god. I'm done with you.
I had to. You're like, how does this podcast go again? And I'm like, let me pull a meme. I forget how Mysteries in the Machine starts off the top of my head. I've listened to way more OTEG than I've listened to Mysteries in the Machines.
Well, that's your own fault. You need to listen to my other pods. Apparently.
Yeah, apparently. Charlie, are you trying to inflict your political power on me?
I am, actually.
As the president of like 3 podcasts, co-president, I don't know how the fuck vice president, I don't
Is
fucking
that
know.
how that works?
I don't fucking know. All I know is that I'm forced to vote for Kamala Harris in like 2 months, and I don't want to, but it's better than Trump.
Go vote, people. This is your call to action. Go fucking vote, please.
This episode might be coming out too late to remind you to make sure you're registered to vote. I don't know. Depends on your state. Look up your state and look up if you're registered to vote in your state. If you have some weird complicated issue where you're like, oh, I went to college, but I live in a different state, more than likely you have to vote for the state you hail from. Voting in this fucking country is weird.
Yeah. I got my mail vote thing set up, so
Hell yeah, brother.
wouldn't have to worry about it.
We've done it. Normally we don't want to talk about politics, but we have to because today we're looking at season 1, episode 50, Political Power, which premiered March 11th, 2015.
Yep, and this sure is an episode that exists.
I
So-
can tell you right now, I watched this episode maybe like half an hour ago. I don't remember a fucking thing.
I remember it, sadly. I don't hate it. I'm just like,
I am looking right now at the plot synopsis, and I'm like, when did this happen? The only thing I can remember off the top of my head, unfortunately, is that Mayor Dewey thinks that Pearl's hot, which, fair, but also ill, Mayor Dewey.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the most important thing. So Pearl made herself a robot girlfriend. The plot twist, it's not a robot girlfriend. She's trying to disrupt the Paranoids so that they
Yeah.
can stop Peridot from,
Paradotting all over them.
Peridotting all over them. I think it's funny that she's like, okay, we're gonna test this now that Steven's asleep and Steven is right in front of her. Oh, well.
Oh, well, it's really funny that they're using a disruptor. Here's the funny thing about disruptors. Depending on how powerful you make them, they will affect a wide area. And so if you're trying to make something powerful enough to affect homeworld, like weapons and materials, you accidentally kind of make it too powerful, and Pearl accidentally wipes out the power in Beach City.
This is just an EMP, right?
Essentially, but
Yeah.
fancier, question mark. Again, listen, the technology the gems currently have access to is more advanced than anything Earth currently has, but at the same time, in the eyes of Homeworld, apparently it's like children's toys.
Yeah.
As we see in the next episode, actually, Fuck, the next episode. Oh my god. As we see in the next episode,
Mm-hmm.
3 laser light cannons are not enough to damage the giant fist.
It's literally insane.
Yeah.
They're doomed. So Pearl knocks out power for the entire fucking town. I'm surprised it didn't go farther than that, but it's at least all of Beach City. And so she's like, well, I need to make a new one of these because it didn't actually work on the Paranoid. So, Steven, I have to take out parts from the washing machine. You're not gonna have clean clothes for a while.
Big rip.
And what does he do? He's like, no problem. And like he has like a second shirt underneath his shirt. Like, bruh.
It reminds me of that joke from Big Hero 6 where like the stoner guy, I forget his name, is like, Fred, underwear lasts me 4 days. I wear them front, I wear them back, I flip him inside out, and then front and back again. And it's like, that's disgusting.
And then if you watch the end credit scene from that, you get Stan Lee, who is actually Fred's dad, saying the exact same thing about his own superhero underwear.
Oh, Stan Lee. I miss that man.
He's canonically Fred from Big Hero 6's dad.
He's canonically his dad, but also like a watcher in the main Marvel universe. And in general, he's essentially a godlike character. So
he is God.
My boyfriend is currently going through the MCU for the first time. It's to explain this joke, I have to explain that I also showed my mom the MCU. I called it the Mom CU because we were watching it to catch up to watching Multiverse of Madness on Mother's Day. So I was showing my mom the Mom CU to watch Mom on Mother's Day.
Was it worth it though? Was it really worth it?
They assassinated the crap out of any character Wanda had, but otherwise, no, it wasn't.
I don't even think what you just said was worth it.
No,
the only good thing, there were two good things about that movie, and they were Captain Carter on screen and what was the kid's name?
America Chavez.
America Chavez. Those are the two characters that I care about in that movie. Everybody else can suck it.
And they kind of did.
Yep, and they screwed Wanda.
Yeah.
Royally.
Oh, fun. It's really funny.
If you want to hear more people ranting about that movie, go listen to Muses of Mythology.
Which is our friend Darian's podcast, who will be a guest in 2 episodes. Oh my god, where the fuck were we going? Oh, one more anecdote is that the last movie my boyfriend and I watched, because we're going through all of them in relative order, we watched Captain America Winter Soldier, and at the end credit, he's like, WandaVision. I'm like, her name's just Wanda, buddy. I love him, even though he's a little dummy. Steven's cooking breakfast, only to find out the microwave's not working. Steven, you know how to...
I'm also wondering if the freezer wasn't working or
as
not.
we find out later with the big donut, no, freezers aren't working. There's no power in the city.
Yeah. So, I don't know. You could have just eaten it. The food was probably almost almost defrosted anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah.
And then who comes to give him a visit?
Mayor Dewey. Yeah, he's asking for the crystal gems because he says, probably the funniest line, I remember this, where he's like, I've been mayor long enough to know that if some weird shit happens here, it's because of them. And the power's out, so... He also calls them his sisters. He's like, where are your sisters?
And Steven's like, my sisters? He's still stuck on that.
Yeah, the purple one, the tall one, and the hot one.
And the hot one is Pearl, obviously. And who does Steven call to ask for help? Hey, Pearl! I respect this man's preference for Pearl.
I mean, yeah.
But she's a lesbian, so...
Yeah, I'm like, who's gonna tell him that she's a lesbian with a thing for big girls?
Big girls with pink hair.
Like, he is not fitting the bill 6 twice a Sunday.
No, not whatsoever. He asked, hey, when's the power coming back? And she's like, oh, probably tonight. Or maybe never. Either way. Unsure. And he's like, oh no! The people of Beach City will never survive! But like, people have survived without technology before. Also, why don't we get somebody from the National Grid to fix this? Why do we need the gems to fix it?
Because it's gem-related nonsense. I love how Pearl was like, oh, humans used to survive. I've been on Earth for several thousand years. Humans used to do well without electricity. Used to be hunter-gatherers. What happened? And I'm like, no, honestly, Pearl, what did happen?
What happened? we've become so lazy.
We figured out a way to put light into a little sphere of glass, and ever since then, it's just gone downhill from there.
We figured out how to slice bread.
All downhill from there. So Steven's like, it's my fault. Let me help you clean up around the city. They travel in the mayor's vehicle, like the Mayor Dewey van.
What is it? What is it called? Is it like the Mayormobile or something? Like, does this car have a name?
On the wiki, it just says Mayor Dewey's van.
It should be like the Mayormobile or the Deweymobile or something.
It's just nope. It's just Mayor Dewey's. Oh fuck! It appears more than I thought.
Well, it's always in the background. It's
Yeah,
important.
but no, it's just Mayor Dewey's van. There's no special name for it, unfortunately.
No, it's the Mayormobile now and forever.
They're going around talking to the citizens of Beach City, being like, hey, no worries. The power will be back by sundown. Here's some glow sticks and some vote for Dewey buttons. I thought they were stickers when I initially watched this episode.
There are buttons. Also, importantly, all the ice cream is melting because there's no power. I will cry. The ice cream is melting. There's no more ice cream. I do like melted ice cream though. Like when it's like half melted,
Oh yeah, it slaps. I hate when my ice cream is rock solid like a brick, and I hate when my ice cream is essentially soup. But that sweet middle part, perfect.
Yes, impeccable. So yeah, Steven's really learning about how the government works in this episode and how it's so bad.
It's just performance. It's just theater. They say they'll fix things, but they actually don't. Oh god.
Are politicians all theater kids? You would think so.
No, because theater kids actually know how to get shit done.
True enough. You're so right.
You can tell a theater kid, hey, we have this project that takes normal people 6 hours to do. You have 20 minutes. Hand me a paintbrush. I'll get it done.
I think Mayor Dewey's a wannabe theater kid, though. Like, he really wanted to be, but he never could.
Yeah,
He's
so
never good enough.
Steven learns that he essentially lied for Mayor Dewey because the mayor has no fucking clue when the power is going to come on. And again, I'm reminded of that scene from Arthur where Buster is like, you think someone would do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies?
That's the entire episode, literally. You think someone would do that? Be a politician and tell lies? Yes. Yes, I do.
Yes,
They all
I
do.
They all do. Mayor Dewey's then like, well, listen, here's how working in the government works. I can't control what happens, but I can control how people react to events so that they don't riot. And yeah, again, looks at current American politics. Right on the fucking money.
Yeah. Also, they pass the stuff out to, like, everybody, except Greg was just like, I don't think I'm gonna need this glow stick.
Yeah.
And he hands it back to Steven, and Steven's like, no.
They also mention, because like while they're reassuring the citizens, they're like, hey, it's not gonna get bad. It's not gonna be like Ocean Town, and then someone's like, too soon. And I'm like, what the fuck happened to Ocean Town?
We don't talk about Ocean Town. Was that introduced in this episode? The running joke about, like, nobody remember what happened to Ocean Town or something? That definitely happened. Ocean Town, Steven Universe Wiki. This was in fact the first time it's mentioned. Yeah.
We find out about it again later in Last One Out of Beach City, and Dewey wins, which is not for a while.
Yeah.
So I'm just so amazed. Like, what happened to Ocean Town? I don't think it's ever specifically said, but if I recall correctly, there's a sign that's like Ocean Town no longer ablaze or something like that. So it's supposed to imply it was a huge fire.
Maybe. Perhaps. I don't know.
Sometimes it just fucking be like that. Steven goes back to the temple and hears the gems talking about the imminent arrival of Peridot, and any other gems that Lapis was talking about. So, they're worried. They're worried and they're planning and they're strategizing. But then the second they see Steven, they like change the subject. They're like, hey, let's play a game. Let's talk about something else completely. Let's vibe.
Yeah. So this is, this episode is hitting close to home for Steven. Like, everything with Mayor Dewey is also very similar to what the gems are doing. Lying to people to make them feel safe. Interesting. So the power does not come back on, after sundown, because when the sun goes down, so does the town. And now everybody's rioting. it like in front of Mayor Dewey and the Mayor-mobile. He's just like, the power is gonna come back soon. It's fine, it's fine. And they're all just like, you said it was gonna come back tonight. It's not on. Where's the power? Huh? You lied.
You think someone would do that? Just be a politician and lie?
Seriously, listen, Mayor Dewey, just call the National Grid or like somebody who deals with like actual electrical stuff. Why are you not dealing with this? This literally happened in an episode of Once Upon a Time. I just realized.
Yes, it did.
Where everybody was like, Mayor Snow White, fix the lights. And she's just like, you guys lived for how many years in the magical forest with no lights, no electricity? Why can't you do it now? And she had to fix it all by herself with her newborn baby in her arms.
To be fair, she kind of couldn't call in the National Grid at that point because, Storybrooke.
It's true. But, like, let's get Snow White in here because she could fix this shit and Mayor Dewey can't.
Snow White, I guess, has electrician's experience.
Apparently.
So, the citizens of Beach City want to fucking kill Mary Dewey. And Steven jumps on the van and he's like, hey, listen, it's okay. Mayor Dewey only lied because he loves you, which is such a weird way to fucking phrase it.
Yeah. I mean, this is Steven using his bard powers to be like, guys, he totally cares about you. He's doing it because he cares. But also, the power might not come back on for like a year. Oh well, we'll work it out. Are you really gonna hurt this guy? Are you really gonna hurt each other for all this?
Yeah, I like how Mayor Dewey's like, yeah, what the kid said, and then Nanafwa is like, shut the fuck up. Don't you dare hop on what he said. We still hate you.
I mean, this is just foreshadowing Nanafwa. Mayor Nanafwa.
Yeah, Mayor Nanafwa. Now that this happened, Steven understands why the gems are also lying to him. Garnet tells him that Peridot is a modern gem with modern technology so that they're afraid of that. And Steven's like, listen, my guys, we're going to figure out something together. And that's when the episode ends with the power to Beach City getting restored.
Yay! So in other words, everything can be solved by the power of friendship. Yay!
Yay! And you know what it's time for now, friend in my friendship?
We're going to the Crystal Temple for some trivia!
Hell yeah. So in the storyboard process, Onion's bat hat had nails on it, but they were removed.
I love that for him.
Mm.
This is the first episode to not have a song as the ending theme. Instead, there's only static.
We're going on a theme right now because the last episode ended with static. This episode alludes to a question that fans have been pondering for quite some time. What Steven considers the crystal gems when it comes to his family dynamic? Because Mayor Dewey's like, oh, where are your sisters? There's also a similar situation in Fusion Cuisine when Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl are referred to as Steven's guardians. You can be both. You can be a sister and a guardian. It's
They're his aunts. I think that is the closest situation that you can get to. Like you everybody has one of those scenarios where there's like a family friend who's been called your uncle or your aunt for like so many years. Am I wrong about this? Like this is
you're talking to me, dude. I'm Hispanic. Like that is a huge deal in Hispanic culture where your parents' friends are uncles and aunts.
Yeah, and I'm straight up white, and like we do the same thing. So
it's just really funny because the people who are Steven's guardians / sisters / aunts are his mom's ex, the two lesbians in a trench coat his mom found in the forest, and the savage one that his mom found in a bunch of rocks.
Yep, that is in fact family. It's called Found Family for a reason. Lapis, Peridot, Mayor Dewey, Pearl, Rose, Young Greg, Ronaldo, Sadie, Steven, Jenny, Sour Cream, Lars, and Mr. Smiley can be seen in the promo art. And it's a really cute little promo art. It's similar to the school theme of the promo art from The Test, Maximum Capacity, Open Book, and Too Far.
It's revealed that Bill Dewey has a crush on Pearl. He calls Pearl the hot one and seems nervous while speaking to her.
As he should. A town called Ocean Town is revealed to have experienced a catastrophe, but the exact circumstances are unclear. Mayor Dewey implies that Ocean Town's mayor could not maintain control and the citizens rioted. Oh, maybe they set it on fire. It is further suggested that this event occurred in recent history from Mr. Fryman's laughing too soon after Mayor Dewey's jokes about the town's fate.
When the citizens are about to revolt against Bill Dewey, his bodyguards can, ironically, be seen as part of the angry mob. Where the fuck did he hire these bodyguards? They don't protect him. They want to beat the shit out of him. Like, buddy.
They suck. Get better bodyguards, please. For cultural references, the cards that Garnet picks up resemble apples to apples. Ayy.
Mayor Dewey says no need to cry over frozen milk, which is a reference to the popular saying no need to cry over spilled milk.
Mayor Dewey says, well, some people think, here comes that exterminator guy. This may be a reference to the movie Over the Hedge that features an exterminator who drives a van with his likeness on the roof. This is awakened a memory in me of how much I used to love Over the Hedge.
It's a good movie.
Listen, you don't understand. This is Charlie lore. I used to have, or I think I still have it, back at my parents' house. There's a baseball cap that says Over the Hedge on it, and I used to wear it sideways. And this was like my favorite hat as a small child.
Small child.
I was very not cool.
And now for Charlie's favorite section.
Continuity?
One of Peridot's flask robinoids makes another appearance, this time being used to test out Pearl's robot disruptor.
The Courtesan trio from the episode Rose's Scabbard is covered with a tarp under the house. We're gonna see those next episode.
Look at that. Stephen eavesdrops on the other gems discussing Lapis Lazuli's warning in the message and brainstorming about what to do about Peridot's inevitable arrival with the other gems. Bum bum bum.
Bum bum bum. Who are we giving Pearl points to this episode?
I'm giving my Pearl point to the ice cream that Lars sat on.
Who am I giving my Pearl point to? I'm giving my Pearl point to the sad fuck. My brain just forgot words. I hate when this happens. The glow stick that Greg gave back to Steven. It's sad. It needs a home.
You two, for just $1 a month, can send a thingy to the thingy.
What are you doing?
I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I'm tired.
Yeah, you are. And then our question: would you vote for Mayor Dewey?
I mean, what's it called? No, I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. He's a terrible.
Yeah, he's awful.
He's terrible, my guy.
Like, he's not a bad guy, but he's not a good politician. He's terrible at his job.
Yeah.
He deserves to have another try at being a theater kid. I think that's what he really needs.
Oh well. Politicians suck. Hey, so if every podcast were perfect, they wouldn't be a politician.
Wow. And we wouldn't have the bits. You can follow this podcast socials at The Bits SU Pod on Instagram and Tumblr. You can send a message to our Diamond line through thebitssupod@gmail.com. Be sure to give us a rating, a review, or let your friends and followers know how much you love the podcast. That really helps. Our music was written and produced by Jason Hilton. You can find him at Negative Selections on Instagram. You can follow me, Charlie, at GreenPixie12 on most platforms, and I also have an art Instagram at GreenPixieDraws.
You can find me, Robert, at the Damn Meme page on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Damn is spelled D-A-M. If you want to hear more from me, check out one of my many podcasts. I have a Once Upon a Time podcast called Entering Storybrooke, a Kim Possible podcast called That's a Sitch, and an Oseman Verse podcast called the Truum Grammar Book Club.
The Bits is proud to be a part of Deus Ex Media, which features great podcasts like Burn Before Reading, a podcast about shiterature, where your hosts, Christina and Leela, cringe about writing.
I'm Christina Kahn.
And I'm Leela Hilton.
And this is Burn Before Reading,
the podcast about shiterature.
We're here to examine the terrible writing we did when we were younger.
Like that school project you were really proud of.
Or that poem you wrote when you got dumped.
Well, how about that apology letter you wrote to your mom when you got into that fight?
Or the song you recorded before you knew how to write music.
Okay, don't at me. And we're here to talk about other cringy literary topics along the way.
Like the Library of Alexandria.
And Dewey Decimal.
His name was Melville Dewey.
Oh, well, do we want to get the clips rolling?
I don't think I ever recovered from this in terms of being cool.
Why did I say any of this?
I do like the drama.
So there is actually quite a bit to unpack here.
Oh, all this drama was so addictive as a teenager.
There's no punctuation to it. I'll start with that.
I actually have no memory of this.
There were so many lies that I was telling it.
It's not terrible.
No one really taught me how to write a good short story.
That was a journey.
Listen to Burn Before Reading
Every Wednesday, wherever pods are cast.
Dave X Media.